So I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about this idea of communication. Communication. So we're going to talk about some of this iMessages and perception stuff. We're going to talk about this idea of that we have to be focused on feelings in our relationships with people that we love in our life. This is very different than when we talk about work or people just out in the community. We have to be focused on how does this person feel about what's going on, and we need to be working on understanding. A lot of the couples that I work with and meet and interview, somebody will say, we don't communicate well. And I will tell you that's almost 100% not true. They communicate just fine. They just don't like what they're hearing. They don't like how they're hearing it. They don't like the way they're looking at. They don't like the way they're being looked at when the message is delivered. They communicate just fine. We just talked about this expressed idea. You can see it. I don't like how you're treating me when you say it. And suppressed people just stand there. I still don't like how you're treating me, do I? I can't figure out what's going on. You won't do it. You won't say anything. Okay? So lots of times they communicate just fine. They're absolutely getting their message across. The other person doesn't like what the message is. The other person doesn't like what's being said and or how they're being treated when it's being said. You're disrespectful. You know, you're not treating me in ways that I want. When we talk about love relationships, 90% of this relationship is about the feelings. 10% are about the facts. 90% feeling, 10% fact when we're talking about a love relationship. So I have to learn how to understand how my partner feels about what's going on. Paramount. Okay? When we talk about this perception idea, I want you to think about this prism. When I was a sophomore in high school, I had to take chemistry. We had to do this prism thing where you put a piece of glass through and light had to shine through it, and you got that cool rainbow. Yeah, Pink Floyd, the prism on the wall. You know, I think it's a good picture when we talk about communication, because when we're communicating, we're sending a message this way through somebody else's perception to be received as fact and feeling, or sometimes fact only with no feeling, or only feeling and no fact. So I'm pushing my message out here, and you're receiving it through a filter, okay, that you have put in place. In relationships, this filter is that scorecard, isn't it? Absolutely. I think it is. I think perceptions have a lot to do with the scorecard. So when I have a huge scorecard and one of the items on it is late, and you're going to tell me why you're late, how do you think I'm going to receive that? You're going to be all about fact, right? Fact. So here come all the facts about why I'm late, and traffic was bad, and the car needed water, and I had to stop and get gas, and my boss has been riding my butt, and you just got no idea what my day's like. And meanwhile, you have a history of being late, and you're late again. Not going to probably be received well on the part of me, because I'm receiving it through my filter of always late, and here he is late one more time, and he's going to tell me why it's okay. Did you catch that? He's going to tell me why it's okay that he's late one more time. Okay, that's all of the facts coming through. I got it, I got it, I got it. Meanwhile, what's not getting any thought is how I feel about it. We're not feeling focused there, are we? On the other end of it, we have this only the feelings get through. So you come in and you're late, and you want to tell me all about how it's okay that you're late again, and I am all about overwhelmed and feeling absolutely unimportant because you are late. And so I get out my scorecard and I push my message through the filter, and you block out the feelings because you're a fact-based person, right? And you don't even know what I'm talking about. Fact people have a hard time understanding feel. That's what I find. We have a hard time recognize the feelings. People can tell us, fact-based people, how they feel, and we still don't get it. You know, I'm really mad at you. No, you're not. I don't even take you at your word. You're not really mad at me. Did I just not say I was mad at you? No, but not really. You're not. That's a fact person. Totally not thinking about feelings at all. Okay? When we are a fact-based person and emphasize only facts, the feelings get hurt. Expect that scorecard with that person that you're so focused on the facts about is getting bigger. Why? Because she don't feel validated. Because she doesn't feel important. Because she doesn't feel like you are listening. You didn't hear what she had to say. Why are we in these relationships? At one point, we got into this relationship because we enjoyed each other, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and now I'm not feeling validated, and you don't listen to me, and you don't hear a word that I say, and you just want to tell me why it's okay. And why am I in this relationship?
Yeah, that's not going to grow up.
Ugh.
They're not even that because they don't have the spark anymore.
Well, they don't have the spark anymore because we have managed to not validate each other for what we need. Not validate, not be respectful, not continue to listen and understand, not continue to be there and look in the person's eyes and really hear what they have to say and work to solve the problems. That's how we get these scorecards. We quit. We quit back here. Okay? So the feelings get hurt. A fact-based person is going to emphasize logic. That happens when we argue too, doesn't it? I'm going to take what you told me and I'm going to figure out how what you said fits in my scenario and the way it needs to be, and then I'm going to put that back at you. Well, you just said you needed me to spend more time. You said you wanted me to spend more time at home with the family, and so here I am at home. I'm here. What more do you want? Okay, well, what she said was she wanted to spend more time with the family and participating, and so come cook with us. Come play with us out in the yard. Come get in the swimming pool. Come be a part of. Spend time with the kids. Why don't you sit here next to me? And I'm looking at her as a fact-based person going, I'm here, aren't I? Here I am, home. Okay, and I'm distracted with my phone. Or I brought work home because I didn't quite get it all done. Okay, or, I'm sitting there off in my own thoughts at the dinner table, eating the meal prepared instead of really enjoying how does it taste? And my gosh, this is really wonderful, and thank you so much for doing this because, I know that it took time and I know you did this special so that we can enjoy this moment. We're not in the moment with what's going on, but I sure am fact-based. I'm not validating my partner. We have to learn to be in the moment. Put the other stuff, will it be there when you get back to it? Yes. It's not going anywhere. You don't have to abandon it forever, but we do have to spend time in the moment with the people that we profess to love and want to be in relationships with in ways that they value. Ways that they value. So when we start looking at this idea of feelings, I thought I had it up here. I got to learn to communicate feelings more than facts. I got to learn to be aware of what's going on behind. The problem, I've come back to late because I'm pretty good at explaining that one. When the scorecard item is late, and you're late, and you're late, and you're late, is the problem really late? Mm-mm. Now you're never late. You're home all the time, and I'm still unhappy. Why am I still unhappy?
Because you're emotionally unhappy.
The problem obviously wasn't late. What was the problem? I'm the problem, no. Late was a symptom of a bigger problem, wasn't it? So I fixed the problem that I could see, which was I'm always late, and so now I'm never late, I'm always on time or I'm there early, and she's still unhappy. What's the problem?
She checked out emotionally.
She may be checked in emotionally. Late wasn't the problem. What is she upset about?
Who knows?
Thank you.
You gotta find out.
Yes. Who knows what she's upset about? That is a sign, boy, I haven't really listened there. I don't understand. I don't understand what she is upset with me about. I don't get it. I don't know. And then he comes back with, and I gotta find out. I gotta find out what she's upset about. Because it isn't late. I'm not late. I am on time. I am early. And she is still upset. What did I miss? What don't I know? Get that? What did I miss? What don't I know? Yeah, now we got to start asking some questions. Now we got to start listening. I know. And this is tough. This is the work of being in a relationship. Love is a process, not a destination. We're always going to be working to be in a healthy relationship. And so if I scratch my head and say, I don't understand, then I've got some listening to do. And if it's too intense right now, then I'm going to have to come back when we're both calm and say, you know, I saw you were really upset last night when I got home, and I didn't say anything because I thought we were just going to get into an argument. And we didn't need that. But I would like to talk to you about where you're at with that and what's going on. Because I don't want us to be like this. I don't want us to have these arguments. I want us to be in a good relationship and to enjoy each other. I remember when we had a good relationship, and I'd like to get back to that. What is going on, and how can I work to fix this? I got some head nods, both this way and this way.
Yeah, because I've tried that same pitch and, oh, it's me now, I need to change. Ooh, Lord.
And that's a jab.
Hey, you're not the only one who hear that.
That's a poke.
Yeah, well, I cut my mouth.
And when you get poked at, you have to make a choice about what to do. Because remember, they're not going to believe you the first time. There he is over there learning all that shit. He's coming home trying it on me. Well, who does he think he is? This ain't real. Watch, I can get him. Oh, so now it's all about me? You're over there learning all that stuff and you got it all down, do you? We got to be careful. That's a jab at me. Can it potentially raise my emotional intensity? Yes. Do I know what the problem is? No, I still don't know what the problem is. I just know I got poked. I just got jabbed about something and I still don't know. I can take the bait and we can have the argument, or I can say, no, I'm not going for that. I can see you're still upset. What are you upset about? Tell me what the problem is. Tell me where you're at. And she may not know how to talk from her I. So there again, you may have to learn to talk I first. I think, I feel. Okay? The two rules for improving communication are to place emphasis on understanding the feelings over the facts. Understanding the feelings over the facts. Okay. And the second is to develop an emotional language that is reflective of your relationship. You already have some emotional language that's probably reflective at some point. As we are longer in a relationship and we have shared experiences that are common to us, okay, some of that emotional language will be when something happens and I look over at you and smile because you saw it too. And I don't have to say anything to you and you got it. You know exactly what is going through my mind because we both live that or both know something about that thing we just saw. That's the emotional language. Okay? The emotional language I was telling you earlier, how when we go to resolve a problem, the cue, that the signal that, you know what, it's getting too intense, I need to take a break. That's part of that emotional language. It has to be set up, it has to be developed. It doesn't come naturally. Okay? When we talk about emotional intimacy, the E part of emotion is energy, isn't it? That I can sense where your emotional energy is at. I can sense that you're upset. I can sense that you're happy. I can sense that something good happened that you're just dying to tell me. Okay? It's that emotional energy that comes this way. Okay? These are anchored and related to the person, place, or thing. So relationships are fraught with this. We've been in these relationships for a while. We are emotionally anchored. That's why the anger in relationships, has to be recognized, and we have to be self-aware, and we have to make choices not to engage. Okay? I have to learn to talk from my I. I think, I feel. I think, I feel. So when we're trying to understand what's going on, or maybe I have to start. The late thing. I'm late. I know I'm late. Been late for forever. Okay? I'm going to talk to you about late. You know, I feel unimportant when I'm waiting 30 minutes. I worry about you. You know, this is Tampa. There are car accidents every day. There are people shooting people right now. So when I don't hear from you, you know, I get worried that you're not safe, that something's happened to you. Can you text me or call me when you're running late, just so I know you're okay? There was my offered solution, wasn't it? You learned a little bit more about why I get so upset when you're late. May not have been why you thought I was upset. Okay? It could look like this, couldn't it? I feel insignificant. I don't like to feel this way. I would ask that if you're running late, that you please let me know so that I can decide what to do with the 15 minutes or the 30 minutes that I've got until you get here. Is it really about late? No, it's about, well, I am communicating.
I think it's more about your time and appreciation and respect for your time.
There you go, appreciation and respect. That's what I'm upset about. I'm not appreciated. You don't respect my time. If you feel like you can run around late. Now, if I said it that way, I'm going to get a rise out of you, aren't I? But when I say it from my perspective, you know, I have a hard time standing around waiting. I don't like to stand around waiting. I have things I can be doing, and I would just like to know when you're going to get here. Did you hear the tone? That wasn't so pretty that time, was it? Because in real life, it isn't always going to be pretty. When I speak from my, did I use the word you at all? No, I sure didn't. Okay? When we don't use the word you, we increase the likelihood that the person on the receiving end will have less of that filter going. Because I doesn't tend to be perceived as a direct attack on the person receiving the message. Oh, look at that. She had 4 other things she could have done in the 30 minutes, and if I'd have called her, she'd have done those, and then we could have had a good evening. Who knew? Huh. You know, I didn't know that she worries that I'm in a car accident and has visions of me dead along a road somewhere. I guess, yeah, I can do a much better job now that I understand what's going on in the background when I'm late. I need to understand. You hear that? I got to understand where this person's coming from. I got to understand how they feel about it and be less focused on the problem. Because guess what? I got the problem wrong. Late was not the problem. Not feeling validated was the problem. Being afraid that something had happened was the problem. Feeling disrespected was the problem. So when I'm there on time and I still am on my phone texting away, I'm here physically with you, but I'm not here emotionally with you, I still feel disrespected. Well, great, now you're here now. But you're not really, because you're all over that phone. I didn't fix the problem if I'm doing that, did I? No, I'm still not here emotionally. So now physically I'm standing here in my form, but I'm still not here. Just like when I wasn't here because I was late. What's the problem? We have to communicate from our I. When you have a person that's communicating from their you, and we're going to spend some time on listening, you know, we're going to spend some time on listening. As you begin to listen, it's okay to ask questions. Listening's not a conversation, though. This is not when we get out our facts and talk about why this should be okay. Okay? It's about asking questions. It's about reflecting back what I heard to make sure that I'm accurate. And when we start signaling people, did you hear that? I start signaling you that some of that language of the relationship, isn't it? That you've got my attention. What happens to the negative energy?
It's supposed to go away.
For a lot of the people, the negative energy from the person that's feeling frustrated and angry starts to go. And as I now know I have your attention, I may be more able to talk about what's going on. I might do a better job of not being the you with all of the defensiveness because I feel like you're listening to me. Okay? Feelers, when they finally get the attention of somebody that's very fact-based, feel like they've just won the battle. Oh my God, He listened. He's never listened to a word that I said. He finally listened to what I was saying. Oh my God. Huge, huge bits of negative energy go away. Then we got to keep it up. This is where we have to practice. And this is where we may stop and say, you know, I know you were saying something, but I really didn't have my attention. When I get accused of not listening, I say, you're right, I wasn't listening. Can you start over? Because you have my attention now. I'm ready to hear what you have to say. Any of those are cues. Do I know what will work in your life? No, I don't. And this is where you have to think about what's going to work in my life. How could I do this with my partner so that she feels validated? How can I work to understand? How can I tell her what's going on with me from my I and not get that you out? How can it just be about me over here without it being her fault? Because really it isn't about her. When I get out my I, it's not really about you, it's about me. I'm here and here's what's going on with me that I'm here, and here's what I don't like, and this is what I would like to have happen. Are you part of the situation? Sure you are, but you're not the cause. Here's what's going on. I. Let me tell you about I. We have to practice it. We won't do it well the first few times. And we'll get out your you. Sometimes I have new things come up, and I have that you that still wants to come out, and I'll have to say, wait a second. There's that you again, and I don't want, and that, no, that's wrong. Let me try that again because I don't have that quite right. You see me, I'm an upward thinker when I think. My eyes go up as I begin to process. Okay? People that know me know that. Okay, so that's what's going on. This is the language of the relationship. When we work to communicate, feelings are more important than facts in a love relationship. I have to work to understand how my partner feels about what's going on. What we have learned to do is to be more focused on what's going on and not so much about the feelings. And that's not going to work in a love relationship. We have to change the way that we go about it. And it does take work. Can you change it? Yes, you can. You have to practice. You need practice, you come talk to me. You go talk to somebody. You practice on somebody else sometimes. Okay, how do you feel if I say it this way? Somebody you trust. I got to talk to Jill, and here's what I got to say. And you know, I just need some practice because I'm not very smooth at this, and I don't want to. I need her to hear what I'm having to say without all of this you. So let me practice on you, and let me see if you feel. Tell me if you feel like I'm picking on you, or you're getting defensive as I say this. Okay, you need to do that with like a good friend, and they still may look at you like you're doing what? Because they don't have any experience with this. They don't know what you're talking about. Okay.